Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Andrew Show. I am your boy. I am the guy. I am Andrew. Welcome to another edition of the Andrew Show. Welcome once again to a new and improved show. Tonight we are going to talk about a lot of things tonight, y'all. Tonight is about to go real, y'all. Tonight we are gonna get lit. Tonight we are going to get rowdy. We are going all out tonight, y'all. We are going all out because tonight we will talk about Miami Heat, y'all. And you see, I'm a big Miami fan and I want them to win tonight. You see, I've been a Miami fan when LeBron joined them, when Chris Bosh played for them, when Dwayne Wade played for them, when he played for them, and of course when Shaquille O'Neal played for them as well. You see, I followed Shaquille O'Neal's career, and honestly, I think Miami Heat got it. I think they got what it takes. I love the coach. I love his coaching abilities. I love what he can bring to the table of or the to the floor when it comes to the game time. I love his abilities of coaching and navigating through a tough loss and how the team always finds a way to bounce back the next night and win a tough game. And I love how each player is playing like a team for Miami. And I loved how in game two they came to play and they were not kidding around. I loved how they literally took game two in Denver. I loved that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And what I am hoping for tonight's outcome in game three, I believe it is, I'm hoping that Miami pulls off a win and goes up to one in the series. And I really am hoping, I really am hoping that Miami wins tonight because tonight it's all about Miami, y'all. It's all about it. And when LeBron played for them, when they were in the NBA final for the fourth straight time, I was rooting for Miami. And this was when I was in Myrtle Beach that year. And I was rooting for them, y'all. I was rooting for them. And I was disappointed when they didn't win. And when they did not win that year, I was like, man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Why did they not win? Why? Why? And I think at the time, I didn't understand. But now that I know for a fact that Miami is a really good team and has a really good coach, and now that I'm a lot older, I understand what it takes to be a coach. I understand what it takes to put a team out there on the floor. I understand a lot of it. And when when I were to watch games, I was like, yeah, go, let's go. Like out all of that, out all of that. That was all me. That was all me. And and when I was like that, okay, I'm being honest. When I was like that, y'all. When I was like that, I was like, man, oh man, where was I when I was doing that, y'all? Oh, let me get the background music, by the way, because I'm like doing this show, and I usually have some background music when I'm doing my show. And so we're gonna get the background music going for you all, because that's what we need. We need some background music. So let me know if you can hear it when it comes on. I'm hoping it works. But anyways, But anyway, give me a second. I'm getting the live. I'm getting the background music figured out for you. Just a second. I might know what the problem is. There we go. That's what the problem was. That. All right. So, back to what I was saying, right? When I was in Myrtle Beach a couple years ago, and when Miami with LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade, when they were all in the NBA final with Miami, right? I was rooting. I was so pumped. I was like, yeah, Miami's gonna win, y'all. Miami's gonna win. I was doing all that, right? I was doing my Facebook lives, and I'm like, yeah, Miami's gonna win. Miami's gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Number four. But nah, that never happened. That never happened, did it? And I was like disappointed when that did not happen. I was disappointed. But yet, I was like, it's just a game. It's just a game, y'all. It was just a game at that point. But now when I really look at it, I look at it as it's just a game. It's just a game. But I'll tell you this. When you're on the team, do you really look at it as just a game, or do you really try your very best to try to win the game because you know you're needing to win the game because it's a momentum that will carry you into the next game, and you're gonna be one game closer to getting the title, getting that championship. You're gonna be one step closer, but yet you gotta take it one game at a time. And now that I realize that, I'm like, okay, so now these players, these athletes, a lot of them are just looking at it as one game at a time, but a lot of them are like trying to have the momentum to carry over into the next game. And it's like, how do you have that momentum? How do you carry that momentum over into the next game? How are you gonna do that? How? Like that's what I want to know. Like, how do you have that momentum that will carry over into the next game? Like what momentum can you bring to a team that can carry over into the next game after winning or losing? You know, like what momentum can you have to do that? Like what momentum can you have? Or if any, you know, like I mean, honestly, like for me, I love momentum. I love the momentum that Miami had this year. I love the caliber of the team. I love the quality. I love how they're playing as a team right now. Like everyone, when they lost in game one, I loved how everyone said how everyone didn't put their heads down. They kept their heads up and they came back in game two and tied the series at one game apiece. I was so happy about that. Like, yeah, they tied it at one game apiece. I was like, bang, bang, boom, let's go. And honestly, I was happy about that. I was. And if you all have any questions, by the way, you may ask any question you may have, any question, anything you want. Ask me in the comments down below. Even right after this video is over, you may still ask me questions. You may still ponder the questions away. You may ask me any question about any time, day of the week. Ask me any questions you want, and I will be sure to get them answered for you. Now, here's another fun fact about me, right? I'm a Cubs fan, right? Now, will I root for the Reds? Yeah, occasionally I root for the Reds, depending on what team they're playing. Like tonight, I'm rooting for them tonight. I think they'll win tonight. But how much I think they'll win? I think they got it pulled out of their butts again, but they'll win. Like last night, they came back and won 9-8 by a walk off. I mean, they were down 5 runs, came back in the ninth and pulled it off by the skin of their teeth. Don't know how, but they did. They did it. 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 Now, the new guy that they brought up last night, he had his first major league hit. Tonight, he already has a 2-run home run, his very first home run in the major leagues. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. Now, what I think is one of the coolest things about this the Red franchise, one of the coolest things I really do think about when I think about the Reds, it's the history behind it. I loved how they focused on the farm system. I understand why they're doing what they're doing, and it's because they want to try to bring in the next generation players. But the reality is, okay, what the Reds are doing, the reality is behind all of that is this, okay? If you guys are ready to hear this part, I'm going to be honest with you guys, all right? The reason why they are focusing on the farm system team and why I've realized this is because baseball needs teams that are going to look at the farm system team, that's going to look at the next generation. Baseball needs teams in the major leagues who are going to look at the next generation. They need that. I mean, yeah, you can have all the old guys who've been in the league 4 or 5 years, like Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Joey Votto, for example. Let's go with the guy named Aaron Judge. Let's go with the guy named Adam Wainwright. He's still playing. Those guys right there. Some of those guys I've just named, they've been in the league for a couple years now. Even longer. Adam Wainwright. He's been in the league for as long as I can remember. Joey Votto, same thing. Like, those two guys right there alone. Like, they've been around for as long as I can remember. And when you have young guys that teams can bring up from their farm system league to be the next generation in baseball, that's something cool to really look at. But yet, it's not going to win you a title down the road. I mean, it might, but at some point, you really got to focus on trying to win the World Series and put your farm system team behind you and try to win a World Series for your city, because at some point in time, you're going to lose the fan base. You're going to. And I mean, I know for a fact that they will, but yet it's going to take some time for the Reds to win the next big title. It's going to be a couple years before they win the next big one. It's going to be. Flat out simple. It's going to take time for them to win the next big one. It's going to. Whether it's when I'm alive or when I'm not alive, it's going to be several years from now when they're going to win the World Series. My guess on when they're going to win the World Series is 2040. Yeah, I'm going 2040. That's what I'm going with. Reds win World Series in 2040. 2040. Now, people are going to think I'm a little crazy for saying 2040. But in reality, all right, reality. Think about reality. We are in 2023. Okay? So what does that have to do with anything? Hear me out, right? 2040, right? If the Reds keep focusing on the farm system league for the next couple of years, they will not get to they will not get to have the opportunity to get to another World Series if they don't put a pause on that in the next couple of years. But yeah, if they if they continue to look at it, then yeah, they'll win. But you never know. You never know what they're doing is gonna work out or not. I mean, yeah, you gotta look at it and give it a try, but at some point, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out, and you gotta pull the money from somewhere to bring players to play for your team, and you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, let's go over to all right. Nuggets lead Heat 53-48 entering third quarter now. All right. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Third quarter start. 53-48. That's not bad. That's not bad. They can come back and win. There's still time. There's still time. There's still time, y'all. There's still plenty of time for Miami to pull it off and win. Plenty of time. And I mean plenty of time. So and I mean plenty of time. I mean plenty of time. But here's what I want to do next. Y'all, I want to go ahead and flip it over to the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is my next subject, which will be football, right? Football coming up, y'all. We are about, I want to say 95 days out now, 95 or 94. It's either 95 or 94 days out of college football game starting. And what I am very hopeful for is to see Ohio State Buckeyes win the Big Ten championship. That's what I'm hopeful for. I'm hoping that Ohio State Buckeyes win the national championship. Now, here's the reason why. I love Ryan Day as the coach. Ryan Day, I love his coaching ability because he got his coaching ability from Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer was one of the greatest coach for Ohio State, all right? And when you look at the history of the coaches for Ohio State, you got to look at Urban Meyer and what he did for Ohio State, what he brought to Ohio State. You've got to look at that. And how the recruiting came about for at Ohio State and how they recruit players and how they go about recruiting their players. And I just love how well they do. Every single year, Ohio State finds a way to make it into the Big Ten championship. They find a way by the skin of their teeth, no matter how bad they are down in the league, they find a way to come back and win and win and win and win and win and win and win. And I think they got it this year. I think Ohio State will win the Big Ten championship. I believe so. And yes, Doggy, I believe it's going to happen. Now, why? Because I think Ohio State is a really great team and really great program to be a part of. And I think Ohio State got it this year. Big Ten champ of college football goes to Ohio State. Buckeyes, let's go. And I'm actually predicting that before the season starts. But if you're watching this later tonight, y'all, watch it to this part. After the first game of the regular season, you might see me change my mind and say, nope, they're not going to win. But you won't know until after the first game because I ain't going to say nothing about that. Ohio State are going to win the Big Ten championship in college football. Y'all, yeah, go, let's go. All right. Next, y'all have asked me this before. Who do I think is going to win the World Series? Who do I really think is going to win the World Series, y'all? You all really want to know that, don't you? That's the toughest question anybody can ask me. Anybody at all. And I'm going to be honest with you guys on that right now. Either Arizona Diamondbacks, as of right now, they're doing very good right now. It's either going to be the Diamondback or Chicago Cubs or the Yankees. Those are my three picks to win the World Series this year. What I think is going to be in the World Series, I don't know yet. Then I don't know until after the All-Star break. I usually pick my picks after the All-Star break, and once I see the big picture toward the end of the regular season and who's going to be in it, then that's when I get my prediction ready to make my prediction as to who's going to win the whole thing. So once I know who's going to be in it, totally in it, then that's when I make my predictions, because my predictions will matter then. Now is not the time for me to predict anything until I see who's going to be in it to predict the actual winner. I mean, yeah, I can say, oh, I think Diamondbacks are going to win because they're doing really good right now. I mean, yeah, it's still early in the season, but they could still win. Same with the Cubs. It's still early in the season. Yeah, they're like they're almost second. They are like second to last in the Central Division. Yankees are in third. Reds are in third. But you got what it's so early in the season. I mean, we haven't even hit the All-Star break yet. I mean, yeah, we're coming up on the All-Star break, but yet we haven't gotten to the All-Star break yet. So once we get to the All-Star break, then I make my predictions. And I figure things out and say, okay, this team's not going to make it. This team's not going to make it. And I get the teams that are not going to make it out of the way. And then I go from scratch, boom, boom, boom. And I do that. That's the way I do things. I've always done it that way, and I don't know why. It's just an easier way for me to figure things out and to figure out who's gonna win the whole thing. Just what I do. It makes it easier for me. It just does. Uh,
Cincinnati's positive, encouraging K-Love. 104.3 WMLT, Delhi Hills, Cincinnati. 90.3 Dayton.
Now let's flip it over to the life of Andrew. Talk. The life of Andrew talk now. Welcome to the life of Andrew talk. I know I should have another YouTube called that, but I don't. But the life of Andrew talk is really good. You all love this part, don't you? But now, honestly, the life of Andrew talk is just gonna be talking for a little bit. We'll be done by 10:30 at the latest. A little bit more time to talk to you all about this. So, not sure if you all have ever felt like nobody was there. I'm not sure if you guys kind of know what I'm talking about by that, but like, ever have family members that are not there to support you or to really motivate you to do good and to really motivate you to do what you want to do with your life? Ever have family members that are like that? I mean, it can be any family member. It can be parent, grandparents, aunt, uncles. It can be anybody in your family. I'll tell you that I do have one that I can think of, and it makes me depressed. It makes me sad. Makes me a little angry too. And when I, the way I handle it, I, the way I handle it, it's not the best. It's just not. And what I mean by that is, I go into really deep thinking mode and I think about what it is and why it is, and I think about a lot of it. And to me, I feel like I try to figure out why and what I did wrong in the relationship with this person. and how I can restore the relationship. And it's gonna take time. I know it's going to, and I need to really focus on that and really try to figure out what I did wrong in the relationship with my family member. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but I gotta figure it out. We all gotta figure things out. Life's not easy when we get old. It's not. If we get older, life is not easy. Life gets tougher. People may say, "Oh, life is easy. Life gets easier than this." Nah, it's not. Don't listen to them when they say that, because they're gonna sit there and tell you that life is easy, but it's not. It's not. It's not. Life can be tough. Life gets tougher down the road. And when you really sit there and say, "Oh, well, look at this person. This person's got it all together." Well, that's because they know what they're doing. And yes, you may look at their life as perfect, well planned out, but yet when I look at those people, I see struggles that they had to overcome to get to that point. I look at those type of situations, yet I may not be able to see it physically, but I can tell that that person who had a good life, who's living their best life right now, I can probably look at them and tell you that they had some type of struggle with their life. They had some type of issue with their life that they had to overcome. And we are all, and I'm gonna say this twice. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. There's not a perfect human person on this earth. Not one single person is perfect. Nobody is perfect. And what I mean by that is that I've never met one single person who is perfect, who's got it all together, who's living their best life. I've never met one single person who's living the best life that they could possibly live. I've seen people say, "Oh, I had to overcome this, I had to overcome that." Yes. Now, David, the he in the Bible said David fought Goliath. Now, we all, everybody in the entire world, we may not see Goliath, but we have our own giants that we fight every single day. And by giants, we have our own battles that we fight every single day to be the best that we can possibly be. There are going to be obstacles in our ways that we have to overcome. And there are going to be things that stand in between you and the good Lord. There are going to be things that stand in between you and the place that you want to be at. There are going to be things in the way that will hinder you from reaching your potential that you want to reach. There are going to be things in your way that's going to stop you from reaching that one potential that you want to have with your life. There's going to be things, there are going to be obstacles that you've got to overcome. And when you look at the obstacles that you've got to overcome, you've got to really overcome your obstacles. We all have to try to figure out how to navigate through our battles. I love how the Bible said that we are created in God's image. God created us because He wanted to see our potential that He has for us. He wants to see how we can overcome the battle. He wants to see us overcome the storm. He wants to see us overcome the situations that He's going to put us through. He wants to see us fight for our lives. And if we fully trust in God, then He's going to be there by our side every single time, every single day of the week. We cannot keep living our lives thinking, "Oh, well, God's not in my life. God's not here. He doesn't answer my prayers." You're wrong about that. You're wrong about that. God hears your prayers. He hears your prayers. He does. God hears your prayers right now too today. And if you're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, God doesn't hear my prayers," well, then let me tell you this: He hears your prayers. He hears them. Yes, you may not like when He answers your prayers, when He does, but He hears your prayers. He hears your prayers. He hears everybody's prayers. You may not like how soon He answers your call or your prayers, but He does hear them. And He's going to be there for you. No matter what you're going through in life, you can always run to God and pray for things that you need to that you need healing for. Anything that you need prayer for, you can always go to God and ask Him in prayer and forgiveness. We all have struggles that we go through in life every single day. And those struggles are tougher than others. We all deal with things differently. We all have our own struggles in our lives. And when we struggle, we struggle. When we get down, we get down. But we cannot stay down in that ground. We cannot stay down in that hole. We have got to find ways to pick each other up. I love how one person said it like this: We are who we are for a reason. God created us to walk by faith, not by no. It was like something like that. It was like walk by sight, not by something like that. I gotta figure it out again, but
Making your day more encouraging. Kayla. With foes on my left and fears on my right, they think that I'm all by myself in this fight, but they do not know the infinite size of the God who is by my side. Hey, I'm the fire with my Goliath, standing in the shadow of the Almighty. I ain't lying, just testifying. Man, I'm talking about a big God, big God. When trouble comes around the way, oh, they're ready for big odds. It's a big guy. Ain't nobody gonna shake my faith. No, I'm not afraid. Throw my hands up in praise for the times that he pulled me through. I'm counting on a big guy that they can't stop. He's a big guy.
hold on, I'm pulling it up. Here's what it is, okay? 2 Corinthians 5:7. We walk by faith, not by sight. So we walk by faith, not by sight. So we have got to walk by faith in believing that God is right there by our side every single step of the way that we are living our lives. No matter where we're at in our lives, we've got to live by faith, not by sight. We've got to live by faith. We've got to live to believe in that God is with us. God is the protector. God is the healer. God is everything of all. God is the healer. He is the strength. He is the key to heaven. God is gonna be there. He is right there with you. If you don't if you don't know this right now, that God is with you right now, listening to what you are telling him and he listening to your prayers, if you are praying to God at this very moment, praying for a healing, praying for a miracle, can I just tell you this, that God is listening to your prayer? He may not answer it right away, but he's listening to your prayers. He is right by your side. Now, here's what I want to challenge each and every one of you all tonight. I want you all tonight to think about a time, a moment in your life where you have experienced the where you have experienced a God given moment. It may not be you personally, it may be you witnessed a miracle in your life. But yet, I want you all to think about a miracle or a God given moment that you witnessed in your lifetime. I want you all to share it in the comments either tonight or the next time I go live for you all to share them in the comments down below. And when I go live next time, it might be this weekend when I go live, but when I go live again, that's going to be the very first thing we talk about is that. So I'm going to put that in the chat for everybody. All right? Everybody's going to get this. Think about a time in your life where you saw a
His so much just an expression to really praise him for that and everything that he does and who he is. When you support Caleb, you literally change the lives of those who listen. Sometimes those lives are changed for your
given an open empty moment, or you God do
You made this
a
possible. Thank you for supporting positive, encouraging Caleb.
I-A-L. So God do a miracle. Hold on. Okay.
It's amazing that you can love me like I and even when I can't, you still love me as I am. Oh, I don't know how you do it, and I know you should prove it.
Miracle.
It's amazing that you can love me like I am, and even when I can't.
Or boom, boom, boom. Or God do a miracle in someone or or your own life.
And I know for sure it's amazing. Yeah, love me like I am. Don't let your K-Love experience end when getting out of your car. Stream us in the house and on your smart speaker or on your smartphone using the K-Love app. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so good to me.
Anyway, that's what I was saying. So yeah, I mean, like that's something I'd really do. Cause I'll share mine. All right, it was not my life. It was my grandpa's life. So back a couple years ago, I think it was like 2014 or 13, either 14 or 15 it was. And my grandpa, he was sitting at his home watching TV before he went to bed, right? In his recliner. And at the time, when he was, at the time, he was just sitting there watching TV. And all of a sudden, he looked at my grandma and told her, I think we need to go to the hospital. And she was like, okay. So she drove him to the hospital that night, right? And the doctor comes out and says, yeah, we're air carrying. We're flying him down to UC. And so then at that moment, all she could think about was calling my mom and my uncle at the time, right? And at the time I was in bed because I had school the next day, and so I was like, okay, what's going on? And so then come to find out that he had surgery on his heart. And when they saw the chart, the doctors were like, they looked at his chart, looked at him, looked at his chart, looked at him, and like, how are you still alive? Now I'll tell you why. Why they said that. All of his valves leading to his heart were blocked. All of them. At 100% blocked. Okay? Hear me out on those. Okay? It gets better though. It will get better. See, my grandpa, he was a heavy smoker. Back around my age when I was 11 or 12, or probably 13 maybe, I don't know. My grandpa started smoking around that time era, back when he was a kid. And he smoked all of his life up until then. And at that moment, my grandma, all she could think about was getting rid of all of the cigarettes at home. That's all she could think about. All that she could think about was just getting rid of all of them. And at that moment, I was, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think because that could have been the last time I saw my grandpa. And I'm very thankful for whoever is guardian angel is over his life. I don't know who it is, but all I can say is thank you that I got to witness a God given moment, a God given miracle moment. And so to this day, my grandpa's still alive. He's still alive, still breathing. And I'm just very thankful. You know, that the doctors that day saved a man's life and were able to do the surgery. I'm glad it was not worse than what it was. Because it could have been a whole lot worse. I could not have my grandpa. But I am very thankful that I get to live my life with my grandpa still to this day. And still to this day, I'm very thankful. In my heart, thanks the Lord to this day. Now, with that being said, coming up in July, on July 30th, is baptism day at my church. And I'm gonna think real hard as to if I feel like I'm ready to really, 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 yeah, I mean really, really, really renew my baptism. Because yes, I did it a couple years ago, but at that point I was not 100% sure enough that I was really ready to do it. Because I didn't tell all my family members that I was doing it. Only told my mom that I was doing it. But now, at the age that I'm at, knowing more about Jesus and God and reading my Bible more each day and getting more and more plugged into my church, it's something I feel like I should do. And it's something I feel like I want to do. And so, with that being said, I want your help on this, okay? Your help is going to make things a whole lot smoother for me to decide on if I should. But I feel like I should. I feel like I should take that leap and do it. But yet, I want to make sure I am 100% ready this time around. Because this time around is going to be my last time that I do it. Now, I may not understood what it meant at that time, but this time around I know what it means to be renewed, to be reborn into God's creation. I know what it means. It means I'm living my life to the fullest each day that I live. And it means that I put my whole trust in God. I put my whole trust in the Lord. And that I live for Him and Him alone. And Him only.
That feeling you get when your favorite song comes on the radio. I love that song. It happens a lot when you listen to positive, encouraging K-Love.
So, with that being said, you all know what I like to say at the end of my shows. But that's my God given moment. That's my God given miracle moment that I got to witness for you all. And when I got to witness it, I was in tears. I was crying on my knees, and I was happy as could be. So yeah. But anyways, that's my story. And so yeah, that's it for tonight, y'all. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you joined, hopefully you all enjoyed tonight. Um, you all know what I love to say at the end of my shows. Stay on the right path of God. Stay liquid, stay humble, and always, 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 always believe in God. God got you. He's always does. He's always gonna be there. He's always gonna be there. He's gonna be there no matter where you're at in your life. Okay? He's always gonna be there. I know it, and I hope you know it too now. He's always gonna be there for you. Always. And if you did not catch my God given moment, my God given miracle moment, I will make sure I share it next time I go live. Probably this weekend is when I'll go live. But until then, stay on the right path of God, stay liquid, stay humble, and until next time, peace, 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 y'all. Peace, 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 peace out.